And of course, that didn't stop. What's cracking? What's cracking? What's cracking? Okay. All right. So since we're fixing stuff, that'll be one of the first things we fix. I didn't set it to go to the next scene, and I put it on the lock scene, so it sat right on top, which is ding dong. Anyway, gang, guess what? Today is house cleaning. Yay!
House cleaning. This is my favorite thing to do, everyone. This makes my organized, slightly OCD heart sore. I am in it for it. I am doubly happy today. I drove through the snow into the office so I could be here for house cleaning. I'm excited.
Over the windows and through the woods, through the grandmother's house we snow, something like that. Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
but mostly Disney. That's a killer name. Hey, welcome.
That's Tater. Hey, Tater, how's it going?
Hey, Tater. Oh, like the car?
No, Tater like the potato.
Oh, wait. Well, because they have the car, right, in that show that I had to watch 6,000 times to my nephew Cade. But yeah, that's super. Oh, that's Tom Mater. Never mind. He's dumb. Hey,
I was gonna say kid
no,
show.
I got
car.
it.
I see it. I see where you're
See,
going. Yeah.
you have
also Disney.
You have them. I borrowed them, so I have some of the stuff in my head, but I don't get it as much as you guys. MC, what is crack-a-lacking? And then, of course, we got Paul is in here moderating, and Mike is here all the way from the other side of the planet. We got Maker Dad official. I like the logo. Good work. Good work. And then
did I walk through the snow uphill both ways?
Yeah,
I drove through the snow uphill both ways.
Yo, and listen, Julia's here. Julia's one of my favorite people. She just hides a lot, but she shows up every once in a while to be our friend. That's super cool. Okay, so let me explain to you guys what we're doing today. For the people who are here live, but also for the people who will watch this later at home. We are going to rework the show. A lot of shows, they do seasons. And we decided quite a minute ago not necessarily to do seasons. However,
we do our own thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I am like not really a fan of seasons. However, after getting my every 3 days call from Brandon while he's in the off season, I'm like, I'm working, Brandon.
It's always on season over here.
Yeah. So what they did, which is really cool for their show. We sponsor a show on Brandon's channel called Creative Family. I can't even say it. Creative Fam Academy. And basically, they ended their show in December. They take off January, and they call the off season where they go and do what we're going to do live, and come back Friday. Is Friday the 1st? When is the 1st? Yeah, maybe Friday's the 1st.
Yeah, coming up. No.
Saturday.
I think it's Sunday.
So the next Friday they come back.
It doesn't matter. It's coming soon.
Yeah. So when they come back, then they put everything together, and you'll see they have a whole new show, a whole new layout, and really cool setup. I mean, I kind of like the concept. Because we are sort of a teaching show and we build these things, we want to show you live what we're going to do. We're basically going to rework the show. Now, last year, Katie and I had this brilliant concept, mostly Katie, that we were going to go with the theme Simplify, which was to sort of bring everything back to just sort of raw basics. And we did that. And then we're going to keep it that way because I think
we're holding that word.
Right. I think a lot of people in our community, no shade to them, and I fully understand. Matter of fact, I was talking about this yesterday in a travel group that I'm in. People overcomplicate it because they think they need to do it all in order to seem together. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
If you go to Delmonico's or Lowry's or someplace that serves a really high-end steak, you know what that steak is seasoned with? Salt. That's it. They don't put anything extra. And some of them don't even do that. Like they just dry age it and cook it, and you salt it yourself. So when you go to the places where it's really, let's say, elegant, right? They don't add extra stuff to make it look better. They let it stand alone. And even if you take it all the way into the jewelry realm, to this day, one of the most elegant pieces you could buy is a diamond solitaire. Not diamond with a whole bunch of crap in it. It's just a plain solitaire.
Just the diamond.
It's a diamond.
All you need is the diamond.
All you need, right? And so if you have a single, I mean, everything, in fashion, they call it the LBD for the ladies, right? You got the single black dress. no extra accessories. You just roll up in that, and that's like I'm putting my foot down to show you how dope I am. All I'm gonna do is wear this, and it's like everybody gets plaudits for it, right? And then you got the Met Gala thing where you need 3 people to carry your equipment because your outfit is all over the place. I think your show, you are the star, right? So we're going to revamp. We're going to show you how we're going to revamp and some of the thoughts that went into Katie's mind to come up with this.
Yeah.
Because I
And we're
just
gonna
have brain farts.
we're just gonna do it live. And so if there's like any questions that you all have, or if you want to, let us know if you're hanging out in the live studio audience, if you want to dictate what you think would look cool, like this is a working session. So this is how Doc and I work. And you know what? It's funny. Like I agree with you. I think like in many cases we're trying to simplify, but I'm also trying to think a little bit better about how we're using the tools that we have and what we're doing with them, right? So like for us, this show, because we work at Ecamm, we're using Ecamm. We had kind of worked through this idea that you see right now where it's like, well, we want a background, we want the logo on there, we want to kind of cut out, we want to be able to show comments. But I think that there's a lot of really cool features within Ecamm that actually we're not using, but would simplify but also keep our production value looking great. So we're thinking about, cool, we were talking yesterday about cool sound effects and little like animations and things that we could pop in for different segments that we want to do, but they could like pop in and pop out without kind of overtaking the entire style of the show. So that's what we're trying to think through right now, which is what we ask you all to think through all the time, right? Is, okay, what do you want the show to be, right? What do you envision the finished result looking and sounding and feeling like, and how do we back into that? So for us, we're thinking through this new concept that we're going to kick off next week, where we're going to do a monthly topic, and then we're going to do each episode for that month is building on that topic. So our topic for February is going to be community building, how to use your show to build a community. And so week 1, we're going to intro that concept. We're going to talk it through, deep dive, talk through trends and news and things we're seeing and things we like. Week 2, we're going to bring on an expert and deep dive, all the way into that. Week 3, we're going to do the thing together. And then week 4, we're going to have a mailbag episode. So that's our new format, what we're really excited about. We've been talking about for a long time, doing these kinds of changes. So now that we know the flow and the concept of it, how do we back into that and look and make sure that it looks the way we need it to and has all the right pieces we need, and what do we need to send to Marshall to design, because neither of us are designers. So
yeah,
so this
I
is
like
what we're
that.
going to do here. So blank slate. So we're going to be in live demo mode, or we're doing some blank slate work over here. So
I want to try something real quick, and of course I didn't have the camera sources added, but that's okay. I'm going to go and add, where am I? I am number that, and then I can add Katie. What I want to try real quick is if I have the layouts ready for question and answer. And so no, I'd have to put Julie over here. Sorry, I said Judy because I've been listening to Benji.
You're fine. My watch is losing its mind, so I'm just going to take it off and set it over there.
All right. Okay,
Yes,
so
she's
then
losing
now
her mind.
if I press on Paula, she comes up there, and then if I press on Rich, so no, Rich, that's a very good question. At the moment, I didn't want to do it on this rebuild show because I wanted this to go kind of, not flawlessly, but I wanted this to go well enough that everybody could see what we're doing. Also didn't want to focus on building that at the moment. However, as soon as we're done doing all of this, I will build out the vertical side as well. And maybe what I'll do is just do that as a pocket live stream somewhere, and we'll have it. So for people who want to follow along, I'll just go in and I'll lay things out after we kind of get the baseline. But yeah, I didn't want to go crazy today. And Katie has to run at the top of the hour. So definitely didn't want to be here all day. I have back-to-back streams today. But that's a very good thing.
That's a great question. So if you're not sure, so Rich is referencing a new feature that's in beta testing right now with Ecamm called dual mode, and that lets us create this 2 different canvases, we're calling. So like the wide that we're building out right now, but also a vertical, which is going to save us a ton of time. So it's absolutely something we want to do for this show. But we, as Doc said, we can kind of apply those layouts and that concept to the vertical space later. So I think, but thinking about that right now is super important, right? So like, that's why in many cases, we were talking the other day, Doc, about the idea of like, maybe we get rid of a lot of this background and we don't have the logo for the show on throughout because it's taking up a lot of real estate. And when we want to stack our videos, our vertical video, right? Doc on top, me on the bottom, or vice versa. We want to stack our videos for vertical feed and for repurposing. We don't need or want any, we don't want the logo in there. We don't want like crazy backgrounds. We don't want any of that extra noise. We want to focus on the people, guests if we have them on. So we want that to be a cleaner feed and a cleaner look. So we can think about that now and plan for that now. So I think this
really cool.
We're giving the background too much space right now. I think this is cool. It looks cool, but
Saturday, Rich was on, and so Rich was helping me because I was doing the rebuild for my other show, and I was doing it live. And to Paula's question, I'll show you in a second, Paula, right here. This is TikTok Live Studio. And so I was setting it up in TikTok Live Studio, and then, Rich and Johnny, you see Johnny all the way down here in the corner. Johnny came in, and they were like, it looks like some of your words for the come hang out part is getting cut off. And so I do want to point two things out in this little layout here in TikTok Live Studio. What I did was, instead of using the virtual camera as the vertical virtual camera, which in my particular case I can't do because I have people in Zoom in the back end, this is actually still the horizontal canvas. In dual mode, you could actually see both canvases. So what I did was I just cropped to the vertical canvas from the double canvas, which I can show you in a second if it doesn't make sense. And then so all the horizontal canvas is actually missing over here to the left. It's all cut off. So I cropped this in. And so because we were trying to get the crop right, you do have to add more space than you think. So Rich and Johnny and, others were telling me what parts were cut off, what weren't cut off. And to Paula Marie's point, the reason why you want to do this sort of vertical situation is the platforms do show the vertical stuff a lot right now. Like, I personally have told my YouTube feed, don't show me shorts on my desktop or on my Apple TV because it's irritating. But when I'm in my phone, they do definitely come up. And so it does really bring traffic to your show. It helps you discover new people. They won't be your people, though. So I do have to give this caveat. A lot of people just get gung-ho. Oh, look, more eyeballs, especially females. I'm going to say this out loud. I wish Mary Lou was here to back me up. The vertical feed, put your boots on, sis. Put your boots on. Be ready to ignore some comments about how pretty you are and if you're married and, if they could take you out, because all of the weirdos hang out in the vertical feed. Some of them don't know. They're from cultures where maybe it's not considered to be ribald or just a-hole. But so you'll get comments. You just have to know to ignore them. But you definitely do get to see more people. And I have definitely found some people who are in my community now who came in from me doing the vertical feeds, and that's how they found it. I really just use them as what we call a discovery channel so that other people can find you later, if that makes sense. Well, so they can just know that you exist, and then they'll come to your regular feed, which is why when I had my TikTok one, it literally says, come hang out on YT. I don't put YouTube in case the TikTok robots can read. But
I think the big thing too to keep in mind and then we'll dive into, so we don't lose too much track of time. But the big thing too to keep in mind is that it's also going to help you save a bunch of time in your repurposing journey. So even if you're not caring as much about vertical streaming of your entire episode, if you like us and you have a long form hour-plus long episode every single week, having the vertical recording look exactly how you want it in its finished state is going to let you create those quick clips super fast, right? We remember the press M for marker. We can press M when we have those genius moments when we say the things we know, and then we'll be able to very quickly and easily, even in something as simple as QuickTime, just be able to come in, trim it, grab it, bank it, get it out there. So this should help hopefully save a bunch of time on getting out a bunch of those different clips immediately, looking exactly how you want them to look. Right?
100%.
That's also the thing to keep in mind when we're thinking about it. So certainly planning for that.
I want to show,
but let's dive into.
I'm going to demo mode real quick. I'm going to show you guys something too on this thing. Now understand this: when you do go here, I do have my vertical feed, which showed up here, and it's actually labeled as vertical in the writing. It did it by itself.
Like zoom in for us old people.
Thank you, Ken and Glenn. And so it does pop up as a vertical feed. Okay. The other thing that was cool is I also, to Paula's question, Paula Marie. See right there? This says Doc Rock Live on Doc Rock. That's because that's me, my personal user, to my YouTube channel, right? This one says Ecamm Live Recording. Sometimes it'll say Doc Rock on Ecamm because I went to the Ecamm channel. But in this very next folder here, it says Instagram Live. So it also recorded the Instagram feed. And in the Instagram feed, you can see all of these Zoom guests. These were my Zoom guests. So they are also available in the Instagram feed. So I would tell you something. A lot of people were asking the question yesterday, well, can this run on Intel? Yeah, but not.
you
I mean,
don't want
you
it
understand
to.
what we're doing here, right? So
Yeah.
in my particular case, I ended up with 36 files. And imagine you're recording 36 files at not the same time, but sort of back to back to back to back to back to back to back on a 3-cylinder car. Really, what it looks like. And so you have to be cognizant of the fact that, to Paula's point, you don't really need multiple setups. This was her question. Let me make this make sense so you guys will know I'm talking from not the center. So we can have multiple setups for a variety of platforms. That's cool. It's not even that you have to have multiple setups. We do, but you don't have to. You can go to 10 platforms at once if your internet connection allows. Now, I'm on an island in the middle of the Pacific. It's not happening. And Katie is in a town that was built by the
Buried in snow.
Plymouth Rocks. What do you call those people? The
Yep.
Pilgrims?
The Plymouth Rocks. I like it.
It's a
Yeah.
band. they got
It's
a
a
nice
band,
band.
yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to happen there. But if you live somewhere where you got to really, if I'm a house, I have gig fiber. Yeah, I could do 10 platforms at one time. So yeah, that's the thing. And then
Internet. You need internet bandwidth and you need disk space, right? So
lot
you
of disk
also
space.
it's also recording a lot more files. So then you're going to need. To
Yeah,
have more
my
disk
show on
space.
Saturday came out to 75 gigs, and it's cool. Make sure you got space on your computer. If you don't, your show will work fine, and it will just die, and you won't know why. It's because you ran out of disk space. So all of the people, Daniel told everybody, don't buy the 256 Mac Mini. They're going to be mad. They're going to be furious. A lot of vertical feeds put a text overlay for the full desktop view. Click the icon and watch on the homepage. That's very brilliant. Very brilliant. Okay, so let's do some basic build. What was the first thing we had on our list?
So we're thinking about. So let's start with the first scene that we have currently, right? So right now we have like a very brief. Our song, a very brief song with just the logo.
Yeah.
Yep, just with the logo and then with a little countdown timer. So I guess like the off the bat, I think I still like to have the song and the countdown timer, but that's all old brand. So I'm wondering, Doc, maybe if we could put the new fun background. So I sent you earlier in Slack
The fun ground?
not the plain purple, not the plain purple, but the flurple. No, the other one that has like the punches of color and kind of the texture to it. What if we did that background and then the Flow Live icon, right? Because we typically cut off that
Okay.
for the episode later.
The flow background. I like when she's over here flaming purple backgrounds. Like, listen, lady.
The flow background. The
that's my
flurple.
color.
I know, yeah, that's why we put it in here.
Oh, Slack, download the dang file. What are you doing?
It's called the flow background.
I have it, but Slack is being slow.
The flat background. Yeah, I think that style makes sense, but I think it would be the newer, cuter logo with the live icon, and then the better background.
Okay, so if Slack is being weird, I'm gonna do it on my phone real quick and just airdrop it because Slack is tripping.
And then I think that for the show itself, thinking about like the next scene, so like I think that we need to make sure it automatically goes to us 2UP. And then I would love to see, open to your thoughts obviously, but I would love to see like square boxes that take up more real estate with maybe just the plain purple background and then that kind of like orangey red border, thin border around us. No logo.
Okay, let's go. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, look at her. Isn't she cute? Marshall for the win.
Let's put that there. So notice I put it in the show in all backgrounds area.
Yeah.
Right? So if you put it in the show in the background area, then that way it'll carry through for the particular scenes. But then I can, because we're going to make it stick on a particular scene, I can also just add it one higher. And then that way, if I go to this scene, it still has the old background, but this one has the new background.
But maybe now that I see it, which is why this is good,
I
right? This is
like
the
this
point,
though.
is to
This is
push the
cool.
buttons. I actually like it, but I do think like for this scene, let's make the boxes bigger
Okay.
and I think just square.
All
I'm
right.
in like a non-rounded edge
Let's
state of mind.
duplicate this so we don't mess it up. And then we're going to go new.
Let's break the profile.
Oh, they got this dude typing today. What in the heck? All right. So what we're going to do is temporarily move the flogo.
The logo.
Wait, there's the flogo. All right, out of there. And then we're going to get rid of this person and this person. Okie dokie.
I don't think we need names.
Yeah,
Do
they
we
know
need
who we
names?
are.
They know who we
Ooh.
are.
So we're going to lock this background in position. And then we're going to take the camera. And you want to do square.
I think all the way square.
It's
Let us know,
square.
people, what you
Let's
think.
take the
I
corner
think-
reds off. You want points?
I like a corner radius, but I'm feeling pointy.
I'm
today.
cool with points. I like that. And then,
And I might even make it a little bit bigger.
all right, so I'm looking for the edge.
Stream technology doesn't know who we are.
All right.
They're like, hey, wait a sec.
All right, and bring this down to the center. Now watch this trick, people. I
Yeah.
want everybody to pay attention to this trick. Right click, embiggen. Copy. Right click, paste. Done. Simple. Right? And
I
then
love it.
what I do often is instead of doing what I'm about to do, which is get you wrong, I'm going to temporarily delete Katie. Nobody get mad. She's my favorite too. And then just press this one, hold your finger, and slide it over. I'm using the Option key when I do the slide. And that Option key trick, if you haven't noticed, is in every single Mac program ever invented. I won't say every. There's rare that you find one that doesn't. And to put Katie back, there's two ways you can do this. You can do it the hard way, which is click on the pencil and then click up here and then
That's
look
me
at your
every
list of
time.
1,000 cameras. He's never doing that. You can go to camera switcher and just drag it in there. Bingo.
Ooh, look at me.
And you could also go from the zoom and drag it in there. So all of the above work. The pencil does work, but that's just way too many things. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, all right.
All right, so now I think
I got to
the
reposition.
border.
Let's reposition it real
sorry.
quick. So I go to camera effects, and then I'm just going to, So this is why you got to use this one.
I need to stay still. I gotta stay still. I'm having a hard time staying still today because I'm standing instead of sitting, which makes me want to.
Well, yeah, then we might have to adjust this at a different point, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, so to get to the reposition, there are some new people here. There's a little pencil, which is hard to see on my screen because of Katie's background, but there's a little pencil right here. It's a Harry Potter wand, and you click it, and you get camera effects, and then you click on digital zoom and pan, and then you can see there's a number, 16. So if I'm being me, normally I'm writing these things down that my digital pan for Katie is 16, so I could always bring it back. But yes.
Yeah.
All right, what'd you say about that border?
Okay, so I think for the border around us, and let's just see how it looks. I'm thinking like a bright orangey red, but maybe a little thinner. No opacity. It looks like right now we got like an opacity action happening.
Okay, so I'll use the control wheel to get to the zoom on this one so that way we can adjust where we're going. So right here, your border width right now is at 11. I'm going to use my magic.
What if we went
my
down
magic
to
number is normally
6?
like 6. I use 8, but that'll work. 6 is
Yeah.
cool. All right.
Six is cool. Yeah. Six
And
is the
then
move.
we want color, but we want to use a bright orangey red, which I don't
Yeah,
know what
maybe
that means.
like. Well, let's see.
I'm teasing. I'm a hex key guy. All right. Bright orangey red.
Dealer's choice.
So we go right here. Oh, we got to take the opacity. You want to take the opacity off, right?
Yeah, I don't want the opacity. I want it to pop. Maybe a little more orange. Yeah, there.
All right. So now, once you get that, people, in your Mac color wheel, so you don't screw this up, 2 things you do. Grab the little P bubble and drop it over there. So now we know where it's at. Second thing is come over to the third guy. Actually, it's the second one. Change this to RGB and then get the number. FF5106. So you know what that is. So you can bring it back, right? So,
Because we're recording it, we have a copy of this in
on
our
your border,
transcript.
you write border, and then you do FF 5106. So now we know what that is. And then I'm going to show you one other trick that I do. This is a doc thing. Not everybody does this. I'm going to make another scene here, and I'm going to do Command Shift B, and then I'm going to call this Mechanicals because
This is a really smart move.
Rich knows
Yep.
what it's about. But for those who are not familiar, take a square or a shape. You can use any shape, and I normally just make them small, about yo big, and then I click on the pencil, and then I go to color, and then I change it to the right color, and then I put this in the corner, and then I will put over here,
Border.
what is it, 5106. And then I told y'all, don't make me type in real life.
I know you need R.
I don't know why y'all messing with me. And then I'm going to edit the background real quick, and
You're
I just
doing
turn
great,
this
you're
off.
doing great.
Now, I'm not going to do this for all of them here today, but I just want to show you that this is where you put it so that you can come back to these things later. You never have to go chasing them. All your stuff, all your notes, you just put it here. You take your time later and you fancify it. But for right now, you just leave it there so you don't have to chase it, right? Then the other thing that I do is I'll take this scene, I'll press copy, and then I'll come back over to Mechanicals, and I'll press paste, and I'll just make it smaller. Right? Because then I know what my camera box looks like, because I can always readjust my camera box, but I just got a copy of my camera box somewhere. Okay.
I love it.
All right. So, no, you can't make it
duplicate
glow,
to you.
and nor should you. I mean this in all seriousness. Streaming takes a awful lot of burden on your computer, and things that are cute like glows is just one other thing that's adding to the unnecessary that going to cause you to have problems later. And if you ever have to fix it in the edit, glowy things are super hard to fix in the edit. So it's better that you keep it solid. That little bit of glow is cute, but it's not going to make your show better. It just makes your show cuter, if that makes any sense.
Fun story. So just so that everyone is aware that we also push things and break things. So as many of you know, we have this incredible designer, shout out to Marshall Fox, who designs all these awesome things for us, which goes a long way in our shows just looking great, and we feel great as a result. So we had him design these incredible profiles for an event called Card Party that Pat Flynn puts on. And we produced a live stage at these events, which is an incredible experience. And so Marshall did a Marshall. He pulled the most. He made them look absolutely gorgeous, and they had these like cool like movement to it, like glowy effects, like all the stuff that you're thinking, right? Same with us. We're like, yes, all in for the most. We want these to look awesome. It's a really fun event. We want that experience to feel that way in video. What we didn't think of or realize, or what we forgot to remind Marshall of, is that all those files were video files. They were video backgrounds. So much file space being taken up
The
by
profile
those
was
videos.
almost 20 gigs. So yesterday,
crazy,
somebody
so-
who I know has a slow computer was saying that they were having a hard time saving their profile because it just spins for a couple minutes, and what they were doing was giving up before it finishes. But if you're saving a 20 gigabyte profile, it could take up to 10 minutes to actually save the profile. And so you built this crazy show with all these things on it. And first of all, my first thought is, I know you have a slower computer. Why is your profile that big? But hey, that's on them. And so, yeah, we found out at the show live that Marshall had us like a 20 gig profile. And we were like, wow. So I went in, and there are tricks you can do. I have videos on the channel how you can shrink your profile, on how to use Shutter Encoder to get the file style smaller. And so we basically had to shrink all the video files and just forget some of them. Yeah, your computer's working.
So that's why we do tech checks, and that's why we think through things like we're doing right now, because it feels like it's a cute idea, and I'm right there with you. I love a sparkle and a glow and a cool moving background, but it may not always be the best move. I'm wondering, Doc, now that I see it, I think maybe the plain purple background would be like punchier and more fun here.
Okay.
Keep this background for the countdown timer, and then maybe just the plain purple for the
Big.
Yeah. What do you think?
So that's perfect. I will take this one out, and then I'll get rid of this one. And then for the background, I will put the super purple just in case something fails. The super purple is back there. So this one
Yeah,
fails, this one is there, just in case.
I
All
like
right.
it. I like
All
it.
right, cool. Yo, look at my guy showing up in here. What is up, Benji?
Hey, Benji. So good to
Um,
see you.
Benji is a cool creator that we're working with. Some of you guys will know him because he wrote this really famous YouTube book with Sean Cannell called YouTube Secrets. I have a copy right there. And he didn't sign mine yet, though. Damn it. And oh, yeah, he's a Seahawks fan. So there's that. But you guys will be seeing more of this guy popping up. And if you want to know how to cook, watch his live stream. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Making lasagna yesterday when I was hungry is totally unfair.
Benji's always making us hungry. I'm always watching your streams at the absolute worst time. I'm like, darn it. That and I'm obsessed with Somebody Feed Phil. So between those two shows, it's just me
Oh my
starving
God!
24/7.
Somebody Feed Phil is so good. His new show on Netflix when
my
he went to
favorite.
Japan. I was mad at him because he couldn't pronounce anything. However, it was oh my God, so good, so good. Paul said, "Great
Yeah, so
book.
good.
I'll get you an autographed copy. I'm going to visit Benji
Yeah.
soon.
All right, so now I'm looking at these comments
I'm
that
going
you're
to fix
popping
it.
up.
I
and
was trying to do it and I messed up. Let me show
Yeah.
you guys. So you go up in here
I
to
want them to look cool.
overlays. Oh, Benji, call your minions and tell them to watch this show while I'm building this out so they can learn how to do this and I don't have to teach them separately.
No, we're sending you anyway. You have to teach them.
So we want to
right.
go to overlays, and there's a thing here. It says place comment overlay. So what I was doing was I was pressing Command Shift K, and it kept opening Notion because it's supposed to, and I was supposed to be pressing Command Option K because coffee. So if you come over here and you press Command Option K, which we named because of Katie, you get a blank overlay like this, and this is cool because it will allow you to fix this. Now, what's going to happen under normal circumstances, my comments disappear like every 15 seconds or so. So if you're building like that and it's driving you insane, go to preferences real quick. And the shortcut for preferences is Command comma, but it is up here. I do everything by shortcut keys, people. So if something happens, just say, what did you do? Because the shortcut keys are muscle memory to me. I often forget that I'm pressing them. So I'm going to turn this 15 seconds off real quick, automatically hide comments,
Yeah.
so
this
that I
is
can
key.
build this. And then once I build it, I turn it back on. Now, the reason why I have them automatically disappear, because oftentimes you're watching a live show and the comment's there and they already changed the subject and the comment is still there because they're so deep into the show because it got good, they forgot to remove the comments. So I make comments disappear after 15 seconds. If you are a person who, say, speaks a little slower, or as we say in Japanese, you use ma, which is the way Obama talks, let it marinate, then come back, then you
The
might
Obama
change yours to
pause.
25, right? So ma is like the beauty lives inside of the space. That's a old Japanese wise thing.
It's a good tip, actually. We should all be practicing that.
Yeah.
Intentional pauses.
Intentional pauses. And that's why you'll often see that even though it's a very, very tight place, if you ever go, you'll notice that a lot of things are purposely spread out. Even in places with not a lot of space, they respect space. All right, so what we're going to do for the background on this?
I don't know. What does everyone
'Cause it
think?
needs-
I really struggle with it. I want it to look like clean and like fit in with the background, but still pop.
All right, so first
I
thing we
don't
want to
know.
do is we should leave that same color border because that's good.
Yeah, okay, I like that.
Strangely enough, I kind of like it when it's solid because it's easier to read when you are of a certain vintage.
Yeah, I agree. I like the solid. I don't want the opacity.
So-
And you know what I actually also really like? I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's like in that menu there at the bottom, there's like a shadow where it feels like it's like lifting off the screen a little bit. I like that.
Okay, so we'll put shadow on. There we go. And we no curves. And then normally
curves.
I would make this box a lot smaller, but in a way, because we do have, we use Paul as an example, someone who's in their 80s. We don't want to make it too small. So I'm okay with it being this big.
I'm okay with it being that big
And
because we're
then-
popping them on and off anyway, and
So
we're recording
Lugo's
the isolated video
peekaboo,
files. So.
right? It's there.
Yep,
And then if
I like
Ate
that.
MC says something, if you want to keep the shape of the comments overlay, which is better, dynamic or shrink to fit,
That's a good question.
I normally always use dynamic. And like that's just me, but you kind of got to play with it and sort of respect your gangster. But I think this is good because we definitely have people who are older. The other thing to think about, and guys, I don't have this set up in my office here at the moment. If you're building your show, okay, Benji, hold your socks because you're going to love me for this. If you're building your show, if you can, put a TV in the space where you're building, like wheel one in, or like if you're doing it in the living room, maybe have your TV on, and then I would go live stream to YouTube unlisted, and then put it up, turn the sound off, and build it where you can see it on the TV, because a large portion of people will be watching the show from your TV. Simultaneously, you want to have what is the smallest phone in your house. Now, those old people like us who buy a 6.7-inch phone, go get the little phone, right? I happen to have an iPhone 15 as well. Put that there and use it on this way, not the other way, because when you look at YouTube in a vertical format on your phone, not vertical like in shorts, but vertical like in, come here, YouTube, get out of here, beat it. So like this, you see me and Katie right there? Leave it like that and then look at it, because this is when people are scrolling and they see this and they catch it, right? So I can't zoom in because I don't use manual. I don't use autofocus, but that's me and Katie right there, and you can actually see me pointing to me, which is really weird. But you want to look at it with your phone, and if my damn near 60 eyes can read that, that's fine. If I were to make this smaller because it's cute, you're not going to catch somebody as they're doing the scroll. So again, right now I don't have the ability to do the TV thing, but I would totally build it, or just do a run through in TV. Once you're finished building, go live, sit in front of the TV and tweak it so that it looks good on the telly. Because that's where
a
your
good
people
pro tip.
coming
I'm
from.
gonna do that.
I am
The one thing too to keep in mind, since we talked about this earlier, but this is actually like, so now I'm sitting here and I'm saying, I think the comments look great, but what about when we're repurposing the vertical feed? But good news, because dual mode will solve that, because we can have the comments show in the wide, but not in the vertical canvas.
Yeah.
So then we won't have to worry about the comments like looking too small or taking up space. So like the comments really are only going to be, I don't want to use the word, but why not? The comments are really only going to be valuable and fun and interactive for the live audience or for people that are watching on YouTube. It's not going to matter as much to the people who are obviously listening and won't see them at all, or who are watching it later in a vertical, like in a clip in a vertical format. It's just going to be distracting. So we can plan accordingly for that, and dual mode will help us with that. Or if we didn't have dual mode quite yet, we could then we might make a different decision, right? Maybe it's like we don't show as many comments on screen. Maybe it's, so these are the kinds of things you should be thinking through based on what you actually plan to do with the video to save yourself time. Because the worst feeling is you've put all these comments on screen and they look great for when you're live, and then you want to repurpose it later, and now you have to do a whole bunch of editing, and maybe you're like me and you're not a great editor, and that just is like, shoot, now you just lost 4 days of your of your time trying to phone friends and figure out how to fix it. So that's just something to keep in mind as you're building out these scenes. But for us, this looks great. And I think, Doc, you're right. The bigger size, I think, is awesome. And I love the idea of like looking at a TV or looking at different devices to see how it looks in the different places.
There you go. I just used the wallpaper. Say, Educated Natural asks how you change the color of your windows. My stuff is always purple. My stuff is always purple. But, you know, if I was trying to be nice to Benji and the damn Seahawks, I could come over here and you could actually pick these colors specifically. But yeah, it's just a wallpaper. You just do your wallpaper. So if you were to use Sequoia background, that's what your windows are going to look like. The reason why I use solid is because I am forever doing live streams, and I know that that's going to drive people crazy. So I just set it to a solid color. I see people doing theirs, and they got the youngins and whatnot back there. Hey, I love your youngins too. No, I don't. But they just, it's too much, right? So mine's is normally like just a real simple, solid color. I do use the Macintosh background. I have no idea why. I just picked it a long time ago, and I liked it, so it stays there. But it comes out primarily purple. So yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
There you go. No, it's not an Ecamm thing. It's just they're shaded so it reads whatever your background is. You can also make a big page with the comment alone, so you can show it as a single comment on vertical. Bingo, Keisha, because every once in a while, somebody like Keisha is going to say something that's incredible, and then we would have a scene like this where we pop this comment up over here, and then, so to Marianne's point, this is where I might come over here and click shrink to fit, and then I might embiggen this box to as big as I want, and then kind of put it like this.
Yeah, let's build this scene out. I like this scene, but let's now we have too many
Yeah, this
borders.
background, this other hiding
I
background
think
will
this
go.
background is actually great. Yeah.
This rectangle will disappear because we don't need it. Don't you tell me I can't unlock you. You shut up. I'm in charge. Ugh. Oh, I got it.
I think that I don't know. What do you think? Maybe the logo stays in this one. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the logo in this one. And then, not the flow rectangle. I want the rectangle. There we go. There we go. And I kind of do like the wave on this.
I like the wave. Let's leave the wave on this one.
Hey,
And
Keisha, I'm
just
going to show
make
you
the
something not
orange
a lot of
box.
people know about. Please don't abuse this. Go right here, go to edit text, and then change this to a K, and then nobody knows you can't type either.
We love you.
Mine disappeared too fast because I have it set for 15 seconds, so I normally leave it. But if you are in a situation like that, you can't fix it. I normally don't do it because I don't try to edit what people say, but you can do it if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like this. This looks actually pretty solid. Now we're going to right click upon this and go paste settings, and right click and go paste
Yeah.
settings, and then I'm going to
I like
remap
it.
Katie to a
Yep.
particular thing. Now, one thing I want you guys to see right here, this particular square, if I were to go into the camera edit and realign Katie, it's going to realign Katie for other scenes as well sometimes. So what I want to do is I have it on this scene, and if I come here and press this, and then that's coming in because it says it's camera D, right? So that means on this particular case, I need to switch this to camera D. And this is where a lot of people get messed up
Bam.
because you're adjusting the one that says guest Katie, which is also a camera, but in this particular case, we're doing camera D. If I wanted to adjust the one that said guest Katie, I have to click on all sources over here and then find guest Katie and then click the pencil and then move her. That felt like I was like WrestleMania 3 pushing Katie all over the place. So then that works. And the reason why you want to do it that way, because if I come back to, which is us over here, and then move Keisha's comment out the way, then she stays in the right spot on this one because this one is based off of camera D. So then that means I can go back to here to click on camera D, hit the pencil, and then I can put Katie back where I had it, which is kind of right there. So that's how you can get two different looks with the same camera. Jill has a fantastic tutorial, which hopefully Paul can find really quickly, that shows you how you can pull 12, 20, 50 cameras out of a single camera in Ecamm using these tricks. Now, I did see a very important comment. I'm going to come back up to this. And it says, so I play a video in the background. How do I scale the video for vertical? With the video editor, like Final Cut or Canva or Adobe After Effects. No, that's a big one. You can, but don't. Premiere or something of that nature. You really have to do that. The other question,
Probably Canva's the easiest if you're not super like comfy with different tools because it has the auto resize buttons in it, so you could just resize.
Canva, right? And,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to ask the question because I can't help myself. Tater, what machine are you running? I play videos in the background. Please tell me, because I want you to know
his
this.
look pretty good so far. So he must have a machine that's
really powerful.
'cause
Okay.
His current show is doing videos in the background and it looks good.
Yeah, but when you add vertical, you're adding a whole separate encoder and a whole separate recorder. So it isn't just I'm moving this cute image to the other side of the screen. You're generating a brand new renderer, which means the thing that makes pixels look pretty on screen. You're building a brand new recorder, which is the thing that allows you to take that content and save it to the hard drive. And then you're building a brand new encoder, which is the thing that takes that pretty picture that was done by the render and sends it to YouTube. So you're adding three things to every other element you add to the secondary screen. So all machines are gangster until they're not. So just be careful. That's it.
Just tread carefully.
New
like
new
this
Mac
scene.
new Mac
New
Mini.
Mac
Okay, I got that. But like, did you buy the $500 version or did you do something dumb like I did and bought the $3,000 version? Because even that little Mac Mini M4 Beast Mode is like a baby hawk. I've been able to break it live at Pat Flynn's show. And that machine is
With
heavily
those
loaded.
video backgrounds.
That machine, that was the video
those video
backgrounds, exactly. That was why I brought it up, because on Marshall's thing, it literally broke it. And that is a fully loaded M4 Mac Mini with 96 gigs of RAM and the highest processor in the whole 9 yards. I can't show you how to add the vertical right now, but you literally just drag it over there because I don't have a vertical scene. But you really do just drag it over there. The other thing that I would tell you to do is to convert that file into a WebM, which is a different conversation, but Paul has the link again, who will show you how to do that. It's super simple. But if you convert the file to WebM, it makes it like way smaller. And I mean way smaller, like way smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's shoot. I think this scene looks good. Let's shoot back over to our intro scene.
Bingo.
Which I guess is difficult. Yep, because we'd be muted in here.
All right, there we go.
Okay. So I think, can we swap this? I think everything else looks good. I might just swap the Flow logo out for that Flow Live one that I sent in Slack.
The Flow Live.
But we'll see what the Ecamm people think, what the Flow riders think.
Let's go. Listen, Slack, I need you to download the dang file and don't be a jerk.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, why are you...
Do you think that I feel like the E might be a little redundant here. We're saying Ecamm presents. Yeah, maybe like move that and make it bigger. This one. And it's in the Flow logo. Yeah, there we go.
All right, so you want to make this bigger?
I think we're going to make it bigger and put it in the center. I know that the way I formatted that was stupid.
So let me show you guys this, because since Katie did what Katie did, I don't know how big this is. Let me double check. I'm going to open the file and preview real quick. So here's preview, okay? And then
I made it like so it was like a video lower third, but I want it to be like a full size.
Yeah, and to Katie's point, pay very much attention to what I'm about to show you. If I come here and you look at this in Ecamm, click. This is the whole file. You can tell by the white box. People cannot understand this. Pixels are pixels. It does not matter if those pixels are lit. So with this entire white empty box around it, the file is bigger and therefore twerking your computer, because your computer has to calculate the transparency. Oh God, that boy speaks.
Can we crop it?
I'm about to.
Can we crop it?
So now you come in the preview, or you build it in Canva to the size it needs to be and not any bigger.
Yeah.
Because, again, people always forget this. Transparent pixels are still pixels, and they're still alive according to the computer.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question that many people are probably thinking if they're like me and they just don't know this any better. So you're doing that in preview. Could you technically could crop it in Ecamm. Can you crop the existing file in Ecamm? Would that be different?
Yeah, it would be different because you're just hiding what's still there.
Just hiding.
You're still hiding a sheet of plywood where I just cut it down to a tiny scrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So then you press save.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the other problem. People who do a lot of things like this, they always, like they do the hiding and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but your computer's still working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
that's why our clean out series last year was so important.
Yeah. It's like you're cleaning your car or whatever, but you just go to like hide the stuff under the rug. It's still there.
Let's make it a little bit bigger because it's got, and then maybe this, and then over a little bit, yeah, yes.
Okay, now, so one thing that I will do later, and this is where you make a mental note, I will take this and I will go create this again in Canva, but I will create it in Canva. If this is 1920 by 1080. Again, we're going to pay attention now. Let me switch so y'all can see our faces. Don't put it in the top scene. Understand that TV is popping now. So when you create things in Canva, create them at 4K, okay? Which is 3840 by 2160. And if you can't remember that,
I definitely didn't do
Google box it, right? You want to create your assets at 4K. And you also, for YouTube, want to create your thumbnails at 4K. YouTube will resize it for you. It has to be under 2 megs to get it in, but I think they're going to up level that soon because they want it to look good on TV. So doing what I just did, because the original was technically small, and then we zoom it in, it has some choppy on the side. But I'm gonna go back in Canva, and I'll just hit the resize button in Canva. And I believe Canva actually has a slider for 4K. I don't use Canva as often. I'm
I
an
think they
Adobe
do.
person.
Yeah.
But you just set it for 4K and let it embiggen itself, and then sort of crop it and bring that back, and then that way it will maintain its cleanliness. But this looks good like this, right? And we just need to add the put
Yeah.
this in the correct scene, and
And
then
then what
we
I'm
need to
gonna
add the
do,
music.
just so that everyone knows, because some of this we're as we said, we're building on the fly. So I love this little graphic. She cute. So I think it'll be fun to have Marshall give us a little animated video version of it, and then we can have that like. So this will be the intro, right, with our music, and then it's going to come into our 2-up scene. I think it'd be cute to have the flow, not live because we want to edit the video later, but just the flow pop in, like slide in and then slide out, which I guess we could do in Ecamm without Marshall animating it.
So you want to take this and then transition up, down, sideways. Which one?
I want it to slide in from the left.
Bingo.
But I don't want this exact one. I want but it's fine for right now. We're short on time. But eventually we're going to just have yeah. But not in, no, maybe that looks cute right there. That looks cute there.
But you just want it to be the regular flow and not the flow live.
I think in this scene, in the intro scene, it should be the flow live with our little countdown music.
Okay.
In the next scene where it's the 2-up with us. Yeah, there we go. Cute. In the next scene where it's the 2-up with us, I think the regular flow logo should slide in from the left and then slide out, just like when we first hit the screen. So it's like, welcome.
Here.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
But then we want this.
Back. Oh, yeah.
And then all I got to do, this is also cool. Check this out. I'll show you something. This is the logo that's sliding in, sliding out. I'm going to temporarily unlock it. I'm just going to pick it up and drag it to the other scene. Bingo. Then we just,
and then can it slide out? So it's not like we don't want to keep it on screen, but then.
So the way to do that is we don't have timer for that. You know what I mean? So that I would turn into a small little video.
Okay, so I'll ask Marshall Fry. It's also the old logo there, so we have to update it.
Yeah. Well, I can make that in Final Cut, super simple. But yeah, you just if you wanted to come in and hang for a couple of seconds and dip, then you got to make that in Final Cut. You can also do it in Canva. Actually, you go in Canva and you set it up as a video, and you make it slide in and then slide out, and then you save it as a MP4, and then I convert it to.
With a transparent background.
With a transparent background, then I convert it to a WebM. But yeah, then that way it slides in and slides out.
Okay.
I have something like that for when I hit the easy button. I have a little Funko Pop of Easy E that just goes, and it goes, that was easy, and he dips out.
Yeah, see, and that's I know we're coming up to the top of the hour here, so we'll probably have to do some follow-ups later for the rest of what we build, but that was the one thing that you and I talked about a lot the other day, that we have a list, so maybe we'll post a list in the group so people can see it or send an email. But that's one thing that I really want to do more of in this show is like, so we're gonna have a couple different segments, and then we have our mailbag episode, so we definitely want some like cool graphics and then some cool sound effects. So for the most part, it'll just be this clean scene here, which I think looks great. And then when we move into different segments, we'll have like things that slide in that are like mailbag and then slide out or whatever the different segment is. So
yeah,
we'll make a list of those. Those we'll design and then drop in exactly as Doc said, right? So they'll come in as WebMs, and then we'll create sound effects that we can trigger from Ecamm. So again, we're thinking about how big are the files that we're.
Yeah. And so to make your dad made a point, and I was just about to do that, and then I realized I'd rather turn it into this particular case. I'd rather turn it into a small little video, because you could also duplicate the scene, and then you make have a logo without the scene. Here's what I don't want, and this is crazy. I don't want to have 95 scenes, and I see people who say that, and I'm like, bruh, what are you doing? Like in this thing right now, at the bottom, for instance, I have. Everything after By the way, shortcut key to get back is command delete or command backspace, depending on your keyboard.
Yep.
I said that, Rich. I called them interstitials. Exactly.
I know. I actually knew what they were called, Rich, but I wanted to be voice of the people in that case. That's the one thing I did actually know.
Yeah.
But thanks for the reminder.
So I use command backspace if you ever need the emergency back to a scene, like in a rush. And a matter of fact, that's one you put on your Stream Deck or your Stream Pedal. Like if you ever need to get back to your another scene really quickly or your quote unquote emergency scene, set a shortcut key so you can jump back to it. But like all of these things down here, Maker Dad, like I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Like I don't like it when the profile has way too many scenes, and I think too many people just do way too many scenes. Think about which scenes you can get rid of, and although like that little animation would be great, in that particular case, a small WebM that's going to be less than 100 megabytes. It's probably going to be less than 10 megabyte WebM because it's just a small transparency, in and out. It's not the kind of thing where it's constantly twirling. Yeah, that'll be actually tiny.
But you can also trigger that on one scene, right?
Yes,
so like we could just have it's like our main scene, and then each of the interstitials then would be just overlays that we're turning on and off into the scene,
with
so that we're
hotkeys.
not building out a whole bunch of scenes.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you can put it into the show and all scenes, and so you can make it just kind of like come on and come off. And believe it or not, Ecamm supports animated GIFs. So if you have the capability and you know how, you can convert those into animated GIFs as well. And then they will sort of come in, come out, right? And GIFs, they're presents, not peanut butter. Deal with it. So Educated Natural had a very good question. Is it best to have your guest view set to host your camera view? Don't hit me. There's no best. You do what you like. I always do broadcast because people are nosy and they want to see what they look like. So I always do broadcast. If you do host view, they only look at you. But there is an occasion when I do host view. If
you want them to pay attention,
there you go.
Like
my guess is
they're
squirrely,
easily distracted.
Right. My guess is easily distracted and squirrely. Like if I was my guest, I would make it see only the host view because I'd be like squirrel. Like I know me, I know Jill. She's my bestie. I'm going to put it on. No, Jill, look at this. Stop looking at anything else.
Eyes up here.
Yeah, eyes up here. Yes. Okay, so guys, I think we are going to probably have to do like maybe a little bit more rebuilding. I tell you what we'll do. I'll talk to Jill and see if she can't set up a Zoom meeting for us to go, and we just do a show building like Zoom meeting, and that way we all could be on our computers. Those tend to happen on Fridays, and I do have a Friday stream that I have to do for you guys. Paul, sorry, what is Friday the next week, February, first one? That's what we're going to call it because I know that spot is available right now. I don't have my calendar in front of me.
I have it in front of me. It's the Friday, February the 6th.
Okay, so mark your calendar this exact same time. Nope, I take it back. It's 8 o'clock my time. So right now, starting now, because it's 8 o'clock and Katie has to run.
1 o'clock Eastern. Yep.
Starting right now on the 6th. So make sure your butt is where you at right now on the 6th, but be by your computer. And we will invite you in the Zoom. So Paul's going to, or Caleb, somebody's going to send you something in the email. Make sure you're on the email list. flow.ecamm.com.
flow.ecamm.com. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot with our email list.
So make sure you're on the email list. Caleb will send you an invitation. Get your computer open. Bring a 40. It's morning for me. I'm not going to drink a 40. I'll have coffee. It'll be evening for y'all. So, lunchtime. You can drink a 40 at lunch, right? Some people. So get yourself, what's in the cupcakes? Get your stuff together and then meet me back here on the 6th of February and we can build together and it'll be like 2 hours of acting the fool. And then we'll get it together, right? So, and then I'll explain what I've already done to this show because by that time we will have already tested the new layouts and we can play with verticals and do everything because it'll be in Zoom. And so the Ecamm profile won't necessarily be active and then we can do some things. Liquid Lunch. Yeah. There we go. Liquid Lunch. I like this guy. We're in
Not
there.
for me.
we're in there.
But for all you people that enjoy that, great.
So thank you for coming and watch us think through how we're going to do the rebuild. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, make sure you get that. And very important, we are looking for some volunteers. We need questions from you. I prefer it in video format. There's a good chance to promote your show. So all you're going to do is take your phone. Please, 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 for the love of everything Beyonce, hold your phone like this, not like this. Send me landscape or horizontal. What does Glenn call it? Horizontal?
Wide.
Send me wide, yeah, wide. Send me wide video. Be like, hi,
Yeah.
this is Mary Ann. I'm from Australia, and I do a show called blah 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 blah. I am wondering how I can do X Y Z Z, or I'm wondering if I should get this microphone or that microphone. Or I'm wondering for my podcast,
Yeah.
whatever your question is, it really doesn't matter.
Any podcast questions?
Please send them to us. Now, go to the Flow site, flow.ecamm.com. I do have a picture. Go here, write it down, screenshot, flow.ecamm.com. And then we want those in for the mailbag show. That show is coming up in a couple of weeks. I don't want to tell you exactly because then that means you'll do it last minute and then Uncle will get mad. So I want please send in all your questions because we want to build out the first mailbag show to give you an idea of how this is going to work. And it will be every month on that same time we'll have mailbag show. And we just want to see your face. And it's a good chance for us to promote the cool things that you guys are doing and let people know about your shows. And so, just please try. That's your Ecamm anniversary. Mine is February 10th.
Oh my goodness, look at all you Ecamm February anniversary
Yo,
folks. I love it.
this February 10th is going to be my 5-year case. I'm looking for a Rolex Lapis Crystal. That's kind of blue. It looks like Ecamm color.
Of course. That's exactly what we got for every 5-year anniversary.
All right, family, we really, really appreciate you guys for being here. Again, you can ask questions in the community. Go play with the beta. Do understand that it's beta, and so things are going to be broken, but we want to hear all of those things that are broken. Please send those broken things to support. And I can't wait to come back and get this all together. This was fun. I like workshop day. We might have to add more of
I like
these.
workshop day. And we are going to add more of these because, again, our new flow mat,
our new floor
format is going to be, so again, February, our topic is community building through podcasting and live shows. So how can you build a community and not an audience? And so the entire month, we're going to be talking about that. And again, the format is we're going to deep dive into the topic. We're going to bring an expert to talk about it in more detail with all of you. We're going to do the work together, and then we're going to take everyone's questions. So there's going to be workshop days each month where we do it with you. We'll encourage you to do it. And before we close, what Caleb told us to tell everyone is that everyone that's on our email list, flow.ecamm.com, will have the opportunity to win an incredibly cool prize at the end of this year for doing things like sending us your video questions, hitting reply on the email, clicking things, taking action, and being here with us. So it's a really cool opportunity. We are building an incredible prize that we're going to give away at the end of the month, at the end of the year. And then we'll have pop-up giveaways throughout the year as well, because that's just how we roll.
And some of you guys are behind the 8 ball because Flow Rider of the Month last month was Rich Graham. So he kind of got the lead. And Rich a big dude, so you're going to have a hard time passing him. So I'm telling you, you better get to work. You better get to work. Rich got Flow Rider of the Month last month. But yeah, end of the year is going to be epic prize. And we're not going to tell you yet because, none of your business. You're going to find out. It's going to be epic.
Yeah.
I said since Rich is winning, I asked could you just fly me to Rich's house for the week, and I got an absolute no. So that was, Caleb said, no way. So there's that. Sorry, Rich. We could go to Burger Goat or wherever that place is called. All right, gang, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, Katie. I'm going to go play my live stream now that Mary Lou is around here somewhere. I really appreciate you guys. You know what we say right here? Hopefully I didn't break it. Flow Riders out.
Out. Bye, everyone.